Okay, we are headed to get stuff for our rabbits. So I'm coming over here to our junk area, but it's all things that we use on the farm. So I'm gonna get my carrier, and it looks like I've got to clean it out. Last time I carried chickens in it, so we'll just dump it over, get all that stuff out of it. Oh, what? We'll just have to use my hands. Oh well. Okay, I think they should be able to ride together in that. I might take one of these dog ones just in case. Let's see if that's clean. Make sure there's no snakes in it. Yeah. We'll take this one too, just in case they don't like each other, because we are getting one male and one female rabbit, meat rabbit right now. And then I'll be getting another doe that will be completely unrelated. I've asked the lady to give me unrelated doe and buck this time, so hopefully that is what I'm getting. So we'll see what those in. And let's put, oh, I was supposed to put that in before it. Okay, hold on, let me put y'all down. I needed to put the door in before I locked it. We're on a hill. Okay, and lock this again. There you go. So now we've got two carriers in case they are not happy with each other. So while I'm carrying these to the car, I'm going to turn you off because I can't do this and carry the camera too. I'm going to have to let that front chair down. Then I've got all kinds of stuff in my back seat. See if this one will fit in there. Moving that chair, oh yeah, we're good. Yep, we're good. I'm here at our local farm co-op to get the rabbit feed, rabbit waterers and feeders. So let's just go ahead and come on in and get this all done. So there was background music playing, so I went ahead and came in and picked out my one feeder that I needed. They had several choices of waterers. Some were larger, some were smaller. Some said they would do well in wintertime, being a thicker plastic. So I went ahead and got two of the thicker plastic waterers. Hopefully they will last a little bit through the winter time. If not, I'll come back and get some different ones. After that, I needed to get some feed. The 2 bags of feed that they had here, one was a show rabbit feed, which is something that I absolutely did not need. And then they had these 2 purple bags of just plain rabbit co-op feed. So my concern was one bag said, there were 2 prices under the bags. One said $23 and one said like $10.99. So I went up front and figured that out. So I'm also going to go ahead and get them some mineral blocks to chew on. And I didn't buy anything to hang them up with because my intention was just to leave them down on the bottom of the rabbit hutch. But my husband, because he's so wonderful, he went ahead and hung them up for me. And I was so glad. We've got the feed, all the waterers and everything here, ready to go put them up. I'm going to have to call the lady and see if she is ready for me to come. Okay, guys, we finally got a buck, but let me flip this around. So, I lost Lynn's number. So I went on Facebook and was asking my 4-H friends if they could send me Lynn's contact information or anything. Well, they were like, well, try her on Facebook. Well, duh. Okay, so I got on Facebook, found her, messaged her, told her I wanted some rabbits, because we had already talked about wanting rabbits. And she's like, okay, just let me know when you're going to have your hutch built and all that. So this first part of this week, I had been, what I thought, talking to Lynn on Facebook Messenger. And I had told her I wanted a doe and a buck. And I thought it was really odd that she came back with, well, what's your budget? And I was like, well, okay. And I told her. And she's like, okay. And she was like, can you send the money now? Can you send the money now? And I'm like, because she goes, well, how do you want to pay? And I said, well, I'll just pay you cash when I pick up the rabbits because, we've known Lynn for a while. And I was kind of thinking, well, is she mad at me or something? Why would she want me to pay now? Well, anyway, I went ahead and cashed out what I thought was Lynn, and it turns out it's not Lynn. Somebody had hacked her Facebook and hacked her Messenger. So I was speaking to some random person, and I sent the money to some random person on my Cash App, which we're going to start working on that to get my money back. And it explains now, while I have gotten like 20 or 30 calls today from some random numbers that are nowhere near where I live. They are completely on other parts of the United States. So I will never, ever pay through Messenger again, through Cash App. I will make sure, I will say, well, if you want me to have your animals or if you want to save the animal, you will take cash when I come. Because I'm not sending money again. So anyway, Lynn was gracious. I showed up at her house and she was like, are you coming to look for rabbits? And I was like, yeah, I Cash App you money for 2. She goes, what? And I showed her and she goes, oh, baby. She said, that Facebook was hacked. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. I said, well, let me go get some cash out of my purse and I'll pay for them. So we're going to go in now and start trying to fix this Cash App, and change all of my information and all of my Cash App stuff. But let me show you, I did end up getting one buck, and they do have a doe that has been bred and it'll probably be the end of December, 1st of January when I actually get to go and pick out a doe. And it'll be a brand new doe, and I know it's going to take some time for her to grow and be ready to breed, but at least during the time I've got this buck and I can spend some time with him and start focusing on him and let him get used to the family and still getting some fertilizer from him. So it's okay. It's going to take some time to get her up to breeding age, but that's okay. I wasn't planning on breeding them right now anyway. So anyway, let me spin this around and before the sun goes down and let you see my new buck. Okay, there's my new buck. Isn't he pretty? don't know what I'm gonna name him, but if you can see, he's brown. It looks more dark in here in the light, but he's more of a brown, and he's bigger than what he is. He's just all squished up in there. He's a little nervous because this is his new home. He is a little skittish, so I'm going to have to spend some extra time working with him, and that's going to be good that I don't have the dough right now too, so I can focus on him and get him used to the farm and everybody here on the farm. So what we have here, Hunter's put metal on the back, and we've put foam insulation up here on the top, and we left some open, as you can see right up there, so they have some airflow. We are getting plexiglass to go on the ends and the front door, and we have 2 ways to open it, as you can see here. I'm sorry, the light is going away, so I can open both of them or just open one, but our plexiglass is going to go up here, and then it's going to be able to drop down to the bottom, so that in the summertime we can have it open with air. If it's going to be storming, we pick up the plexiglass and we will lock it up here on either end and in the front. And in order to catch all of the droppings, which is what I'm really wanting to do to use for some fertilizer, we use these lids from our molasses buckets from our cows, and we're just sliding those back in there. So back and forth, as you can see, there's that right there. So that's something I didn't have to purchase. We already had those, and what a great way to use that. We've got some straw in there for have their little houses built so they can get in there out of the weather, and then they can see the sunset on this side, and the buck gets to see the sunrise on his side. So that is our rabbit hutch that my wonderful husband made. It's right next to the chicken house, which we're going to put a piece of plexiglass right here. When we get it, I think we're going to take the second pane of glass out and put all plexiglass right there because it broke, and that is just paper that I had covering the window so that they wouldn't jump out. So we'll clean all that up. We're gonna make it all beautiful before winter comes, and I need to pick up my bag that I put up there. It's getting dark, guys. So thanks for joining me today as I went and got my rabbits, or my buck, and this wonderful Cash App issue that now I have to go spend my time fixing. So guys, don't use Messenger to send Cash App information. You don't know who you're talking to. I should have known when she wasn't sending me her address. I was like, Lynn, I kind of remember, but you know, you kind of live out in the boonies, but I went right there. It wasn't a problem, and she was so gracious to let me come in and pick up a rabbit, even though she had no clue I was coming. So guys, thanks for joining me today, and have a laugh with me, because that's what you got to do in life. Just laugh when things go wrong, because it's okay. It's all right. Guys, make what you have beautiful, and I'll see you next time.